In the early days of colonial America, two chains of bondage were being forged. One bound the Africans, brought across the Atlantic in ships of sorrow, and the other bound the native peoples, whose lands were being taken and whose freedom slowly slipped away. Across the 17th and 18th centuries, European powers, the English, the Spanish, and the French, built their empires on both labor and land. In Virginia and Carolina, African slaves and native captives worked side by side in rice fields, tobacco plantations, and frontier homes. Sometimes, native tribes were forced to sell their rivals to European traders, and sometimes they too became victims of the same cruel trade. Over time, these two systems of bondage collided, their pain and survival intertwined. One of the clearest examples came in Spanish Florida, where in 1738, Fort Mose was established, the first legally recognized free black settlement on what is now U.S. soil, a refuge for escaped slaves who earned their freedom through faith and service. By the late 18th century, change took another turn. Some native nations, the Cherokee, Creek, Choctaw, and others, began adopting European ways of farming, and, in painful irony, some also held African slaves. Yet the Seminoles of Florida chose a different path. They gave refuge to those who fled the chains of slavery. Together, they became the Baiters, Black Seminoles, a people born from courage, unity, and resistance. Then came the Indian Removal Act. Thousands of native families were forced west, and with them, their enslaved people, bound together once again, this time by exile. The collision of native and black slavery is a story of two peoples, both struggling for freedom in a world built on their suffering. It reminds us that oppression wears many faces, but courage, resistance, and the will to be free have always been stronger than the chains that bind.